how you like it, yeah.
What's up everybody, my name's Littleleafers, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. Since I'm going into my final year of college, I wanted to tell you guys about my journey through all the majors that I've had. So ever since I was a little kid, I always wanted to make video games. I mean, I was pretty much born with a controller in my hand. So video games was always the goal, you know? I love to play them, so why not help make them, you know? So I had this idea, and that's all I ever wanted to do, and the problem was I never actually told myself or figured out what area I wanted to do. So I didn't really do anything except for play video games until the end of high school, where I took some programming classes, and they were pretty simple, and I was like, alright, I can try this out. You know, there's a lot of programmers, you know, games are programs, so they're gonna need some. So I applied to RIT. Now RIT is the Rochester Institute of Technology, and they're actually on the top 10 list for the best game design developments in the country. So I went there, and I applied, and they were like, congratulations, you got into RIT, but you didn't get into game design. And I was like, oh, like I don't know what to do at this point, because this is the goal, right? This is my video games are what I want to do, so what am I supposed to do? And they're like, pick something else. And I was like, well, I don't know what to pick. So I went through all the majors, and I found one that sounded similar or close enough to game design, which is called New Media Interactive Development. And when I got here, they were like, oh, it's pretty much like the cousin program. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm not too far off. So I tried it for a year, and I didn't like it at all. I didn't. I don't like programming one bit. I mean, you could take the computer. I was like, take the computer, throw it out the window, set it on fire. I don't ever want to program again. And we weren't even doing heavy programming then, so I can only imagine what they have to do later. So at this point, I'm like, well, the dream's dead. Like, I want to do video games, and I didn't get into the major I wanted, and the one I am in, I don't like at all. So what am I supposed to do? So I was super stressed out, I'm not gonna lie. So I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I was like ready to like lose my mind, and then I was like, okay, hold on, we just gotta like think it out real quick. So I like the art side of what I was doing, because it was very artsy. You just had to know how to program it to make it move. So I was like, alright, let me go into art. So I went to New Media Interactive, oh, I didn't get in. I applied for New Media Interactive Design, New Media Design I think it's called. And they're like, oh, your skills aren't up to where they should be, you know, build them up and then come back. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I was like, alright, let me try again. So I went over to illustration, which is strictly like drawing and painting and all that other good stuff. And they said the same thing. They were like, oh, your skills aren't where they're supposed to be. You should build them up and then come back. And I was like, but this time they're like, oh, you should join as undeclared art and design, which is basically any person that wants to be an art student but doesn't know what major they want to be. So they're like, yeah, just do that and then build up your skills and come back, and if you're good enough, we'll let you in. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that out. So at first, everything in this new major was going fine. I liked drawing in class. I didn't draw outside of class, and I didn't think it was too much of a problem, but yeah, so it was going all good, and then issues came in. So first off, art supplies are hell of expensive, and I can't afford that because I'm a literal poor college student, not like what other people say. And you're probably thinking, oh, what's the difference? I'll elaborate in another video in the future, but I just, for now, just know I'm poor, so I couldn't afford all the supplies. And then you have like 5 classes, and they're like, oh, here's this list of like 30 things you need to get. And there was like an art kit that you could buy with a bunch of stuff, but even then, that was like $300, and that's just for maybe one class, you know, 1 or 2 classes. I'm just like, I need more than that, and I can't afford that. So I didn't like that. And then on top of that, for art classes, you do critiques. So it's not like a one-on-one. It's like, all right, class, put your stuff on the wall. We're gonna go through everyone's. So at this point, you're like, all right, I'm doing good. Put stuff on the wall, and you're like, oh my God, I suck so bad compared to everyone else. And then they just go through it and make it worse. They're like, here's all the things you did wrong, blah, blah, blah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I learned a lot about like what's really good about art, which I didn't know before, and now I can view like different pieces of art differently, where before I would have been like, oh, this is so good. I could be like, that's wrong, that's weird, they should have fixed this, blah, 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 you know what I mean? So I don't regret taking the classes. I just wish that I had better art skills. That way I didn't have to be stressed again. So again, I didn't like that major. And I'm like, all right, well, what else do I like? So I was thinking, and I like writing. I like creative writing, or at least the idea of it. So I was like, okay, let me try that. The problem is my school doesn't offer that. They offer it as a minor, but they don't offer it as a major, and they don't offer English as a major either. So I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life now. Like, I didn't know where I was going or what I wanted to do, and I was like, well, they don't have it here, so what am I supposed to do? So I was like, I was so low at this point. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna transfer to a school back home, and I'm just gonna stay at home and then try to figure everything out there. And that was the idea in my mind for like a month, or maybe more than that. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I ran to my friend, and she's like, oh, hey, how's it going? You know, we chit chat, and then I tell her, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I want to do English. We don't have that here. And she's like, oh, well, you should do multidisciplinary studies. And I'm like, what'd you call me? And then she explains to me it's basically where you create your own major. So she was like a music major, basically. So I was like, all right, I'll try that out, you know, see what they say. So I talked to them, and they're like, yeah, what you do is you take 2 concentrations, and, well, yeah, you take 2 concentrations and you put them together and make a major. Another way to explain it is like taking 2 minors and then putting them together, and that's your major. So for me, they're like, instead of you having to start all over again, we'll just take your first 2 majors and we'll put those together as your first concentration, and we're gonna call it Media and Design Studies. And I was like, okay. So they're like, you're done with that. Now all you gotta do is pick a second one in your minor, and then just do that, and then you can graduate, you know, whenever you're done. So I was like, all right. So I picked Literary and Cultural Studies. So that's basically English. And then for my minor, I was like, all right, creative writing. So basically, I'm English, you know, creative writing major. So I was like, all right, this is all working out. I finally got it, and now I'm on track towards graduating, and I'm graduating this year. So it was a crazy journey. And now, at this point, even though I've been through all of this stress and this work, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, being a creative writing person would be cool, but now I really like YouTube, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. So it's not completely like I wasted my major or my time here, but at the same time, it's like, oh, you went to school for this, but now you're gonna do that. But then again, life is crazy like that, you know what I mean? But I do plan on still using my major, so I doubt that I'm gonna blow up and become a big YouTuber overnight, so I have to pay the bills somehow. So for now, what I want to do is media critiques. I'm really big into different forms of media, whether it's video games, TV, movies. TV is my biggest one. I watch like 20 shows during the fall and still go to school and work and all that other stuff because I can time manage sometimes. But yeah, so it's not a complete waste of my time. I'm going to get hopefully a media editor. There's different names for what I want to do, but I'm gonna get like a journalism type job, and then hopefully I'll pay the bills. I'll get big on YouTube eventually, maybe in a year or 2, and then I can do this full time, and I won't have to have a regular job because I'll just be doing this all the time, doing what I love, creating content for other people, and then they can tell me what they think about it. So yeah, that's my journey through college and all the majors that I had. There's actually a little more filler into the process of switching majors, but I'm gonna save that for another video. It'll be really short though. Yeah, I believe that if you want to switch majors, you should be able to, and unless you have like really strict parents, then I feel like you should be able to talk to them and be like, hey, I don't like what I'm doing, can I please like try this, because what I do isn't working for me. And I think everyone should be able to have that ability and, you know, just have that chance to try something else. Yeah, so if you've ever switched your major, or you want to switch your major, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to hear what you guys think, you know. Where have you been? Where are you going? Are you now? Where do you want to go? You know what I mean? So yeah, I want to know, you know, who else has kind of had this experience. Also, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And until next time, peace! Oh, hold up. I found some of my old art and I wanted to show you guys before I send you off. So here's something I drew into one of my classes. This is all pen. It's alright. I mean, it's not that good. But here's the other one. I like this one a lot better. And then I put it up in class, and I was just like, oh dang it. because everyone else's was better. But yeah. I don't know. Just want to show you guys. Alright. Peace!